Lovely and welcome to Favorite Rugby on Favorite Sports for today's preview as we return to local derbies. And I think for the first time in probably quite a while, it's exciting to see local derbies because it's been a while since we've actually had them. And I think that finally we're sort of moving to the point where because we're playing overseas teams, we've had so many different sort of games and stuff. But when it comes to local derbies, there's actually a little bit more of that sort of rivalry coming up as opposed to, the last 2 years that we had of just playing Sharks versus Stormers, Lions versus Bulls, vice versa, 3-4 times within a couple of months. And it was no fault of anybody's because it was COVID induced. But I think that, the fact that we now can sort of have these breaks between local derbies, they're back to being quite special. And this weekend, some fantastic matchups of players who've been left out of box squads, players who've been included in box squads, players who've been included in squads and against each other, and I think that that's going to be very exciting and a little bit of added sort of tension to this weekend. Before we look at the first clash of the weekend, which is the Lions versus the Stormers, please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Now, both these teams looking to get back to winning ways. The Stormers going down in their last match onto a last weekend. The Lions against Glasgow Warriors was postponed. So the Lions actually haven't played in two to be very fresh, but also, maybe might have lost a little bit of rhythm that they didn't seem to find in the sort of way leg of their tour. And we look at the two sides, and the Lions have got 3 SAA players in the SAA squad, 2 of them starting, 1 on the bench, and this is how they line up. JP Smith, PJ Boerter, Ruan Dreyer in the front row. No Steve Satole this weekend, who is injured, concussion during training. And I wonder if maybe he actually might have been in the line for potential SAA call-up. I think he has been very consistent lately, and I think a lot of people are starting to take notice of him. In the second row, you've got Willem Alberts, Rand North Nark, who captains the side. Willem Alberts, the bone collector, he is... He brings a lot of physicality. Yes, he's on in the years, he's not as mobile as he used to be back in the day, but I still think he brings a lot to the table. And then it's a very exciting loose trio. Manuel Stuka, Franco Horn, Ruan Venter. Ruan Venter, Franco Horn, I think both pretty unlucky to miss out on SAA selection. And Ruan Venter now going up against a couple of very promising forwards in the Stormers. For example, the likes of an Evan Lewis has a big opportunity to sort of show his work. Same as a Franco Horn, I think that he's very quietly actually been probably the most consistent South African number 8 in the URC this season. And so him going up against Evan Lewis will be a very nice matchup. You got Sanena Humber starting. He's also been part of the SAA squad. Jordan Henschler, who has missed out, and I think probably would have been part of the SAA squad had he not been sort of dropped down to the bench for the last few weeks, but does get an opportunity to start. Kewan Horn, Edel van der Merwe, Andries Coetzee, the back three there. I think Edel van der Merwe will be quite bleak that he was left out of the SA squad. Behind the likes of Simon Hartzenberg, who's on the bench for the Stormers. In the centers, Marius Lowe, Henk van Wyk getting that call up to SAA, which is a big moment for him. Off the bench, Jacob Asaki, Morgan Nordia, Ruan Smith, Peter Janssen van Vuuren, Sibasiso Sangweni, Morne van den Berg, Gianni Lombard, SAA squad member, and Xander du Plessis. It's a nice bench. It's a line side with a lot of confidence. The question is, can they get the business done this weekend? And this is the team that they'll have to do it against. And this is how the Stormers line up. So in the front row, Brock Harris, Joseph Dreber, and Neertling Bashir. No Steven Kitshoff, no Francois Herber. Basically, it looks like all the Springboks who are set to be involved against Ireland next weekend are not selected. So if you look across the sort of the squads, there's no Damian Willems. As I said, there's no Kitshoff and Francois Herber. Interestingly enough, there's no Dion Fourie, for example, and there's no... if you look across the squads, for example, Mapimpi's not playing, but for example, a couple of players who are part of the box squad who are playing are your Evan Lewis, Sasha FEINBERG-MNGOMEZULU now is now hyphenating his name and brought the FEINBERG-MNGOMEZULU into it. So good luck trying to put that in the back of a shirt, but that is how he is going. He prefers to be referred to at the moment. The front row, Brock Harris, Joseph Dreber, and Neertling Bashir. Brock Harris will have to anchor that scrum pretty well. Neertling Bashir has been under a lot of pressure this season at scrum time. Joseph Dreber's got to get his lineouts right because that has become a massive issue and probably one of the reasons why Dion Fourie actually stepped ahead of him in the Springbok pecking order. But Joseph Dreber is still involved in the SAA squad. Ernst van Rijn is captaining the side. He's next to Marvin Orr. He's part of the box squad. Junior Pakamela, Hachiba Diamani, both left out of the SAA and box squad. Diamani, somebody a lot of people would have wanted to have seen there. Evan was part of the main box squad. Paul de Vet partners Monty Liebach, who's part of the box squad as well. Leon Zas, Angela Davis, Clayton Blomicles, that back three. Sasha FEINBERG-MNGOMEZULU, his second start of his career at inside centre. Dan du Plessis at outside centre. That du Plessis versus Henk van Wyk should be quite interesting, as well as Marius Lowe versus FEINBERG-MNGOMEZULU, because I think that Marius Lowe being very physical, being very direct, it's going to be a very big test for the youngster in that 12 jersey, and just his second start at this level. Off the bench, it's JJ Kotze, Alifamark, Sazi Sunday getting a surprise call-up to the SAA squad. Then Ben, Jason Dixon, Vinnie Elbrecht, Namaklava. That is the 6-2 split. And then Hershey Yankees, SAA squad member. Simon Hartzenberg, also a surprise call-up to the SAA squad. Both of them on the bench for this weekend. We'll be live for the game, so come and join us tomorrow. Check out the link in the description. You can predict the score and win a free bet courtesy of BetCoza. So go and check that out, as well as how to watch the game down in the description. Please do smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven. I'll chat to you soon.